Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about sorting algorithms. I discuss three algorithms pertaining to sorting. Actually, sorting is a task which is used to arrange the elements in some order, maybe in ascending order or descending order. So we do give unsorted list as an input and expecting the elements in ascending order or descending order. There are few applications of sorting. One is searching. Actually, there is one kind of search which is used to find the element which is given, which is available in the list or not. One kind of search is binary search. Actually, binary search enables us to test whether an item in a dictionary or a list in order of log and time, which is efficient one actually. For doing binary search, we are in a position to give input as a sorted order. Okay, for suppose before searching, we are doing some pre-processing. Okay, for pre-processing purpose, we are using sorting algorithms. That is one application. And another application is element uniqueness. So if you wish to solve the problem like, are there any duplicates in a given list of n items? So if you wish to find a duplicate means, you just sort the elements in ascending order, and you can easily extract whether easily identify whether the list contains duplicates or not by checking the adjacent element, by comparing the adjacent element. For suppose we are using sorting algorithms. Without sorting itself, we can identify or check whether the list contains unique elements. But that is a poor programming practice. If you perform sorting means, it is very easy and very efficient to find whether the element contains unique. Okay. Next, third application is selection. So there is a problem like, what is the kth largest in the item set? Okay. For example, I wish to identify. I have a list. Okay, which contains set of elements or an integer. So I wish to identify what is the kth largest items in the set. For example, fifth largest, second largest, third largest, like that. Okay, for suppose before checking the kth largest element in the list, we are arranging the data in descending order or ascending order. Okay, from that we can extract the kth largest element in the set in efficient way. Okay, it is one application. Next one is frequency distribution. Okay, so given a set of n elements, which element occurs a large number of times in the set? That problem can be solved easily by using sorting algorithms. Okay, so we can identify the after sorting, we can identify the first position of the element in the list and last position of the element in the list. So we can from that we can identify the largest which number occurs large number of times by using hashing technique and some other technique. Okay. So there are some applications which is pertaining to sorting. So the sorting problem can be solved by using different algorithms solving strategy. There is problem solving strategies. One of the technique is brute force method. Okay, it is a straightforward approach, usually based on the problem statement and the definitions. So based on the problem statement, we are just straight away approaching the problem. Okay, that is brute force method. There are other methods are also available, which can be used to arrange the elements in ascending order, descending order, like divide and conquer method and transform and conquer method, okay, which will be discussed in the later session. So I tell the example for brute force approach. Okay, there are two algorithms that I will wish to discuss with you. Okay, first one is bubble sort and selection sort. Okay, so these two algorithms uh, that is having the running time in best cases, bubble sort produces running time order of n in the best case. Selection sort in all the cases, that is average case, best case, worst case, running time will be order of n squared only. Okay, bubble sort In average case and worst case, running time will be order of n squared, and best case order of n. Okay. Bubbles at best case is order of n squared. Bubbles at best case order of n. Okay. But selections at best case is best case also order of n squared. Okay. Best case, average case, best case, and W mean worst case. In all the cases, order of n squared. Bubbles are in best case order of n, but other cases like average case and worst case order of n squared. Please remember this. Okay, tell how it works. Okay. So I start with the Bubble-Sort algorithm. Okay, Bubble-Sort algorithm is used to sort the elements in ascending order or descending order, which involves two loops actually, which accepts list. That is list elements. That is you can pass a starting element of the list, starting address of the list, and size of the list. Okay. Why it is called bubble sort? Okay. In bubble sort, at each and every pass, we are aiming to identify the greatest element in the list and placing at the last position of the list. See here, at every pass, greatest element in the list are identified and placed at the last position in the list. That is, in every pass, the greatest element are bubbling up to the right position. That is bubbling up, moving up to last position. That is why it is called bubble sort. Okay. So in second iteration, second greatest element, for example, in after completing the first iteration, first pass, greatest element in the list is placed in the n-1th position. After completing the second pass, second greatest element is placed in the n-2th position. Okay. After completing the third pass, the third greatest element is placed in the n-3rd position. Okay. After completing the fourth pass, the fourth greatest element is stored in the n-4th position. So in a similar way, we can set the element. For example, I tell the algorithm logic. So consider I have a element 7, 2, 8, 5, 4. Okay, which is not in order actually. So now start with the first person in the list. Okay, start with the first person in the list, and you are just comparing with the adjacent element. Okay, so now this is a of j. This one is a of j plus 1. Okay, that is why I am mentioning here. Okay, jth person element is the first element, j plus 1 is the next adjacent element. You just compare it. A of j is greater than a of j plus 1. So if it is so, if condition is satisfied, immediately swap it. After swapping, you will get 2, 7. Next, what you do is j will be incremented. When you increment j comes here, j plus 1 comes here. Just compare j and j plus 1. Okay. If it is if a of j is greater than a plus j, a of j plus 1 means just swap it. Here a of j is less than a of j plus 1. No need to swap. Just simply leave it. Now increment j. Okay. Now jth person has 8 and j plus 1 person has 5. Now a of j check. Now check a of j greater than a of j plus 1. Now it is condition is true. So immediately swap it. Now j incremented, j comes here, points to 8 and j plus 1 points to 4. Okay, now compare a of j greater than a of j plus 1. Condition is true, so you are just swapping. So you have completed the final iteration. There is a final iteration of a first pass. So after completing the first pass, just observe this greatest element in the list. Greatest element in the list are placed in the last position. Okay. Now what I do is after completing this first pass, I just come out of the inner loop and increment the I value. Okay, initially I was 0, now I will be incremented by 1. Okay, now inner loop will work. While working on the inner loop, just check the border condition j less than n minus I minus 1. For example, you have 5 elements, no, 5 minus I is 1, no, 5 minus 1 minus 1, totally 3. So it will on the next iteration, it will compare the elements from 0 to n minus 2 only. Okay, not n minus 1, because it is sorted. It is placed in the last position. The greatest element in the list which is available in the arrayth position is fixed now. Okay, because we have identified the first greatest, no. So just place that. You just take care of n minus 2 elements only. Consider you have n elements which is ranging from 0 to n minus 1. After completing the pass, don't process n minus the element which is available in the n minus 1th position, because it is sorted. We have identified the position for a great position for that is placing the element which is having the value greatest value, which has greatest value. So don't use this. In the next iteration, we are starting from 0 to n minus 2 only. That is why we are using the n minus I minus 1. Don't use n here. Okay. So the unwanted comparison may happen if you use n. Okay. So in the next pass, here I is 1 only, no. So it's starting from 0 to 3 only. Okay. It compares 0 to 3. So not check the values which is available in the 4th position. 0th position, this is 4th position. Now just start with the first position, I mean 0, j equal to 0 and j equal to 1. Okay, just compare, condition failed, so no swap occurs. Now j will be incremented, 7 is compared with 5. Okay, condition satisfied, it's just swap it. Now 7 and 4 compared, condition satisfied, just swap it. After completing the pass, we observe that second greatest element is placed in the n minus 2th position. Okay, so after completing the inner iteration, just come out of the inner iteration and increment the value by 1. So now I equal to 2. Just put the value 2 here. J equal to 0. J less than 5 minus 2 minus 1. So 5 minus 2 minus 1 means 2 only. So it will start from 0 to 2. Okay. So 0 to 2 means what will happen? 0, 1, 2. Only 3 elements are taking care of sorting the elements in the list. So you have placed the second greatest element, no? That is why. So just start with 2 and 5, just to compare. No swap occurs. Now 5 is compared with 4, swap occurs. So just to complete in the loop, we will identify the third greatest element which is available in the n minus third position. That is after completing every pass, the greatest element in the list are bubbled up to the last position in the list. That is right hand side. Okay. In a similar way, we can process two elements. Now we know no condition, and the condition is not true, so no swap occurs. So finally, you will get the elements in sorted order. Okay. By using inside the loop itself, we can record the how many number of swap occurs. Okay, by maintaining the count here, just set in count equal to 0, and inside the if condition, just increment the counter by 1. Okay, you can identify number of swap occurs by maintaining the counter. Okay, so the running time, best case, worst case, average case running time. I wish to discuss. For best case, running time is order of n. Okay, so how to get the running time order of n for a best case input means, for example, if the list is sorted order means, okay, consider you have a list which is in sorted order like this. Okay, we just compare first element, second element, no swap occurs, condition is not true. Second element, third element, condition is not true. Third element with fourth element, condition is not true. Okay, just this condition, a of j greater than a of j. Fourth element is compared with fifth element, conditions are satisfied. So after completing the first pass, no swap occurs. If no swap occurs, this is the best case input. It means that we have element which is already sorted. So at that time you can come out of the loop, okay, by checking the condition. Just maintaining a flag here, int flag equal to 0. Okay, now inside the if condition, just have the value here, just f equal to, just mention f equal to 1. Here we are maintaining f equal to flag equal to 0. Okay, initially flag equal to 0. If condition is true means you are setting flag equal to 1. Okay, after completing the first pass, outside it, that is next line to the inner loop, just check if just check if f equal to flag equal to if flag equal to 0 means after completing the that is in first iteration, no swap occurs. So no swap occur means the element is available in the sorted order. Okay, see this I'm explaining that. Okay, sorry, just have flag value here. Here only I have to mention. Here set flag equal to set flag equal to 0. If condition is true, just set flag equal to 1. After completing the first part, just check. If flag equal to 0 means, it means that no swap occurs in the first pass. If no swap occurs, it means that the element in sorted order. Okay, by using programming concept called break, okay, you can come out of the loop. Okay, so here you can give break. So if you give break means how many number of times the loop executes, it come out of the loop, so program terminates. Okay, so if element is sorted means it only this loop, inner loop only executes n times. Okay, so the if inner loop executes n time means running time will be order of n. Okay, in other cases, for example, other cases of input like random input element, consider the element is available in the random order or unsorted order means running time will be order of n square only in our average case and worst case. But in best case, we can redefine the program like this. Okay, and we can make the algorithm which runs order of n times. Okay, this is the concept again, bubble sort. Next concept is just take this. Next concept is selection sort. Okay, Selection sort is another kind of sorting method. Here, in selection sort, at every pass, we are selecting the smallest element in the list and placing it the last position. For example, first smallest element is placed in the that is first position. Sorry, in a selection sort, at every pass, we are identifying the smallest element in the list, which is placed in the leftmost position. Okay. Uh, at the second pass, after completing the second pass, the greatest element in the second smallest element is placed in the n minus, that is the second position. At third pass, the third smallest element is placed in the third position. Okay, so at every pass, we are selecting the element that is smallest element and placing in the leftmost position. In bubble sort, we are identifying the that is, we are bubbling up the greatest element in the list and placing in the last position. In selection sort, we are selecting the smallest element in the list and placing in the left side. That's all. Okay. Here I use selection sort algorithm which accepts two argument starting at the array and size of a list. I'm starting from 0 to n minus 1 because I'm considering first element is a minimum element, that is min equal to I. Okay, and I compare with the adjacent element. Okay, j equal to I plus 1, next element. Okay, if a of j, that is a of j, adjacent element, is uh, a of j is greater than minimum element, that is a of min, that is 20. Okay, if condition is satisfied, okay, immediately swap it. Now 20, that is I plus 1th element 20 is recorded, that is retrieved by using a of min. Now a of j is 12. 12 is compared with 20. Condition is not satisfied. Just increment the j value. Condition satisfied means just swap it. Now 20, here the condition is satisfied. So 12 and 20 is swapped. Okay. Now it is compared with 12 is compared with the next element. Condition satisfied. So just swap. Now 10 is compared with 15. Okay. Condition are satisfied. Okay. Just leave it. Now 10 is compared with 2. Condition satisfied. Just swap it. So after completing the first smallest element in the list, which is placed in the leftmost side. The second pass, just to ignore this one, first element. So that is why I incremented by 1. Okay, next one. Now 20 is compared with 12. Condition is satisfied. Just swap it. Now 12 is compared with 15. Condition is not satisfied. So just leave it. Now 12 is compared with 10. Condition is satisfied. So swap it. Okay. Second smallest element which is placed in the second position after completing the second iteration. Second pass. Okay. So start from 20 and end with 12. 20 is compared with 15. Condition satisfied. Just swap it. Now 20 is compared with that is 15 is compared with 12. The condition is satisfied. Just swap it. Okay. Now you have two elements 20 and 15 which is compared and swapped. Okay. So in selection sort, every pass we are aiming to find the smallest element in the list and placing in the left side. That's all. Same logic. Here index of the minimum element is recorded in the variable. Okay, the running time for this algorithm in all cases, because in every pass we are aiming to identify the smallest element in the list. Okay, rather than considering about whether it is a pre-sorter or not. Okay, so in all cases the running time will be order of n square only. Okay. Next sorting method is insertion sort. Okay, so if you play card means there is this kind of card means we can get to know how insertion sort works. Okay, so for example in this card game we are arranging the cards in ascending order. Okay, consider you have some cards in your hand and you are trying to take one card and add into the card you are having. Okay, so just comparing with the other cards, and if satisfy the condition means just inserting into the card in middle. For example, if you are taking the card 8 and comparing here, okay, you are manually comparing here. Okay, now that is 8 is less than k, and 7 is greater than 8, so you are placing the card in the inside. Okay, in a similar way, we do insertion sort. Consider you have you have elements, 6 elements. Okay, consider you have 8 in your hand. Consider you have 8 in your hand, you are having 8. Okay, and we are taking card 5 from the list. We are taking card 5. Actually, 5 is less than 8 now. So, you are inserting the card in front of the, that is before the 8. That is why I have data in list like this, 5, 8. Okay. Now, you are having the card 5 and 8 in your hand. Consider. Okay. Then you can understand, insert that algorithm. Now, you are taking 7. Okay. Where you insert? You just compare with the 8. Actually, 7 is 7 is less than 8. So move left side. Now compare with 5. 7 is greater than 5. So insert middle. You are just inserting middle. Now the result will be 5, 7, 8. Okay, this is called insert. That is, we are comparing with the element which is already having and inserting accordingly by comparing the elements. Okay. Now the element to be added is 1. Already you having the element in your hand in sorted order 5, 7, 8. Now take 1, compare with 8. 1 is less than 8 now, so move left side. Now compare with 7. 1 is less than 7 now, move left. Now compare with 5. 1 is less than 5 now, so move left. So you have 1, 5, 7, 8. Now take another card 9. Okay. Now compare with the last element. Actually 9 is greater than 8, so place it the last position. That's all. Now you are taking 3, compare with 9, move left, compare with 8, move left, compare with 7, move left, compare with 5, move left, compare with 1, is greater, 3 is greater, so you are inserting the element in the position. Finally, you are having the list in sorted order. So this is like a guard game only. Okay. So in first pass we are making one comparison, second pass we are making two comparison, and the third pass we are making three comparison. That is n minus 3 comparison. So total comparisons made is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1. So this is summation series, no, natural number, sum of natural numbers formula only. So n into, so totally you are starting from 1 to up to n minus 1. So n in formula, that is number of comparisons is n into n minus 1 by 2. Approximately the worst case running time will be order of n square. Okay, best case running time is order of n and the average case running time is order of n square for insertion sort. Okay, this is a logic concept, that is algorithm for insertion sort, which accepts this major algorithm. This is generic one. Okay, element type, make it as a int. Just starting address of the array and the size of an array, and starting from 1, that is, you already having one element in the hand, no, just starting from array int, starting from 1 only, I less than p less than n, p plus plus. You are taking the element which is stored in the temporary array and you are comparing with the element which you are having in the in your hand. If it is satisfied, just insert it. Okay, after inserting, you are placing the element in the correct particular position by using a of j equal to temp. Okay, so this is one kind of sorting algorithm which is efficient one, which makes use of degrees and conquer method, and This algorithm produces running time order of n in the best case. Okay. So we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.